We're
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, just be careful. Of course. That sounds good. This is an active hallway. 3, 2, 1, hit the go button. Greetings, everyone. My name is Sasha Moreau with FairVU. I have got Chase and Miles from Dystoria, a band from Portland, Oregon, with me. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
What's going on tonight is we are talking about music. We're talking about the music industry. And before we get into your group and who you guys are and the whole thing, I should mention that we're in a back hallway of a smoothie shop.
Yeah.
The bathrooms are right over there, and you can hear the echo a bit. We were in the smoothie shop earlier, and unfortunately, there was
just loud.
There was a
I was tasked with finding a quiet place.
You did great, and it's perfect. It's
and
quiet.
then it wasn't quiet, but now we're in the hallway.
Your dad owns the smoothie shop, right?
Yes.
Rush Bowls in Goose Hollow, Portland, Oregon. Come and check it out. Yeah. What's up? Music, Dystoria. Talk to me a little bit about the band, and we had gone through it partway before. So give me that again. Where's the name even come from?
Okay,
cool
so
name, by the way.
First of all, the name comes from a book, and it's called The Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. It's got a whole bunch of words that you've never heard of. This guy made up to describe emotions that you feel that you might not be able to describe.
Yes.
Was he German? Germans are big on stuff like that.
You know, I don't remember, but I hate to say I actually don't remember what Dystoria means.
No, people ask us, and then we're just like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So either you could just make up things every time that are different. That could be cool.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
if you guys happen to look it up, put it in the comments below, and we'll figure it out. I will get it to them. Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, which is super cool. Talk to me about your music. What sort of a band are you? What would you categorize your genre as? Stuff like that.
We like to say atmospheric rock. I like to say melodic rock, 90s inspired. Our favorite band is Radiohead collectively. So there's a lot of inspiration.
I could see that influence in there.
Comes
Yeah.
from there, but
Yes.
then we've got influences from, just throwing some people out there. We've got Beach House, Elliott Smith, Tool, Pierce the Veil, Deftones.
That's awesome.
Just a lot. So yeah, we're.
And I should say real quick, I do want to chat about this. How did this interview even get going? They thought I was a scam. So give them the quick story behind that.
Well, I'm just chilling, and I just checked the Instagram DMs, and there's a request, and I always love the request because it's either a scam or something interesting or just. So, yeah, I check it, and then there's just a message from Sasha, and then. It's like, I did a review of your song for this thing we do called Healthy.
A healthy view.
A Healthy View.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And so then I clicked the link, and then I watched 5 seconds of it, and then I was like, oh, I need to watch this with someone else. So I go to my dad, and I just play the video, and I'm just like laughing, and I'm like, what? And I was like, oh, this is a good review. But yeah, what I took from it is that it's very cool to see someone live react to our song. And just kind of see like how their brain works. Because anytime we play live, I'm kind of thinking like, none of these people have heard the song before and they're about to hear it. And so it's cool to kind of see someone explain their thoughts.
That's a cool perspective on that. Damn, dude, that's profound and deep. I love that. You guys definitely have got the look of an atmospheric rock band that I'm super grooving on. Would you show them your tattoos? I was like, oh, you guys have any tattoos? But not those specifically. You know the one I'm talking about. Yeah. And I just realized that your earrings. This one as well.
Dystoria earrings.
I have a, yeah.
That's way cool. Okay, let's go back a little bit because we're chatting about music. We've got your band, and this goes without saying, so I'm going to say it anyway. Please go and give them a listen. Spotify platforms. We'll do all of the shout out stuff here towards the very end. But their music is super cool. And I really enjoyed it. Go and look at the first episode of A Healthy View, and I'm planking and giving a review, and it's all good stuff. But let's go back for a little bit. What's your musician backstory? Like, and we can go both as a band. Let's go individuals. Like, how did you get to be in Dystoria? What makes you into the musicians that you are today?
My parents would always play really good music, and when I was about 4, we moved from South Dakota to Oregon, and my dad had this piano that he used for his band. just still in the studio to this day. But he taught me how to play a couple songs, and then ever since, I just kind of like had an attraction for the piano, and then I picked up singing, and music has just kind of been a thing for me my whole life.
So you come from a musical family.
He does,
Yes.
which I'm jealous of. 'Cause I don't.
Fair enough.
And yeah, his dad was in a band and like kind of
Yes.
influenced, I feel like, his playing.
Okay.
My dad is a very
Learning.
talented musician himself, plays every
Yeah, he was in
instrument as
Dystoria
well.
for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
He
He played bass.
Yeah. He played bass for
The
us.
bass line in Behind the Eyes was written by him.
Seriously, okay. I gotta say, because I've got two kids. My daughter is a musician, and my son adores music on an appreciative level. As a dad, to play in a band with like my kid, that would be beyond cool. So
Yeah.
like, good for you. Thank you
Yeah, it was really fun.
for all the dads out there. Thank you for letting him in and come and sit in. That's super cool.
Hell yeah.
So musical family background for you? Not so much because you said you were jealous.
Yeah, not so much. I was reading a book when I was 6 years old, and each number had an instrument with it.
Oh.
And for number 6, because I was 6 years old, was a violin. And so I was like, I'm gonna learn the violin. And that's why I started.
Dude, that is the best story I have ever heard.
But I didn't like violin that much. I played it for like 6 years, and I was always jealous of other instruments because I could never really write a song on the violin. And I've always I think about it now, I've always been into songwriting is my biggest thing. Like I've always loved songwriting. Like when I was like 8 or something, we had GarageBand on the computer, and I would just I loved GarageBand, just putting the loops together and making songs and stuff. So finally, I was like, I can quit violin. And so in like 6th grade for me, I quit violin, started piano, took lessons for piano for 2 years, and then I stopped. And then at the start of COVID, I kind of started guitar.
But that's super cool. So you kind of honed in on what was going on for you and what was more meaningful than violin.
Yeah, but like mainly like I know songwriting is the biggest thing.
So an instrument, okay, the instrument is secondary to the songs that are up here
Yeah,
for you.
because I'm big into production and like audio engineering and recording and all of that as well. That's a big passion of mine.
Sick. You're interning at a studio currently, right?
Yes.
Okay, see, that's super cool. I'm curious if there is a musical experience or memory, something that either together as a band or individually as musicians, give me a moment where all of a sudden that solidified music as a positive force for you, when you were like, this is it, man. Music is where it's at for me.
One of them would be when we demoed Prawler for the first time.
That was the song that I reviewed. That was
And we demoed it, and then like we sent it to our phones, and then we like listened to it on like speakers, and we were like, oh, this is awesome. And then we listened to it like 10 times.
Hella
it was
times.
4th of July and we were just like walking around a little drunk, just like blasting the song. Because like that's the first time we heard our song like not in the studio and like us songwriting it, because we actually like recorded it, and then we were like, oh, this is.
Did you have that experience where when you were listening, you were like, oh my God, this like sounds like a song, like this?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. It sounds like exactly how we had envisioned it to sound, actually put together, produced, sounding good.
Yeah.
And we were like, dang, yeah, this sounds good. And we would blast it on like the kitchen speakers.
Yeah, just
like,
and then our friends would be in the room and be like, yo, play this, and they wouldn't really care.
So, same memory for you? Same.
That's a good one for sure. I'll say that.
Okay, no, that's perfect.
And then another thing would be
Yeah.
writing a song, and then you really get in the groove, and then like you make something, and you're like, oh, this is fucking awesome. And like, again, with Prawler as example, there's like the synth part you hear. Da, 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 da. I remember just like kind of mixing it and demoing it, and that's played on guitar. And I like wrote that, and I was like, oh, this is fucking fire.
It's like a puzzle piece falling into.
And then I like text Miles. I was like, I cooked so hard.
That's awesome.
And so like that's just fun.
That's amazing. So quick question for both of you, and this. I'm interested because you guys are at the beginning of your career. You're both young.
Yes.
How long's Dystoria been together?
Well, our first jam was August of 2022.
Okay. Okay. So still fairly young, fairly early in your
Yes.
career, and you guys are the band, and then you hire out. You play with other people live, but this is your group.
Yeah,
we are the music.
that could change in the future if we have like a solidified people in the band and we're touring and like it's the band. Possibly, it's kind of just how things kind of work out because we don't want to like bring someone in the band for 6 months and then they leave and then they're permanently on the album forever or something.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's kind of just figuring stuff out right now. It's super. I mean, we played with his dad on bass for a year, and then he was drumming and singing, and then we were like, we need. If you listen to our music, there's a lot of shit happening.
There's a lot of layers going on.
Can't do that with 3 people, and so now he's on guitar. Like maybe someday there'll be a keyboardist.
So that is absolutely like evidence of being in service to the song for you, as opposed to just like this is my instrument. Like there's more stuff going on. We need the layers to that. We need to add some musicians in to do the thing.
Yeah.
So back to my original question then, do you have, it doesn't have to be a favorite, but do you have a particular song for either of you that resonates with you that you're proud of, that you like?
Yes, I would probably just say Inda, because that was the first song we made for like kind of nostalgic.
And that's on
reasons.
Lace, right? That's on the record you guys released? Okay.
So yeah, probably that for nostalgic reasons.
For nostalgic reasons, that's cool. How about for you?
For me, like putting together solos was pretty fun.
Oh yeah,
Pretty fun. We did that in like an hour.
the final song of the album.
Final song of the
I
album,
told him
wow.
we were supposed to record something, or like we were demoing a song, and then we were just kind of like, man. And then I was like, do you want to just make a new song? And he was like, sure. And then I just told him, okay, just sing first. Which is like, you don't usually start with singing. And so then he just sang the harmonies and that.
Yeah.
And then
stacked them real quick.
And then
And then we had this whole like mystical intro. We
Yeah.
were like, okay, this is gonna be like a Gotham-esque song.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then,
So the fact that it kind of just sort of built, like the muse was like, hey boys, let's go. Bam! And then just like, it just started happening.
we're like, hey, this kind of sounds like Muse, something Muse would do, and then we kind of go off that, make it like a Muse song. Just take all of our different influences and then just do our own take on them.
yeah.
That's cool. Okay, give me the names again. Inda and
Solus.
Okay, that's way cool. We're coming here towards the back half of the interview, and I really appreciate your time on this. A couple of quick questions, sort of moving forward about music, the music industry in general. What do you guys like about being a musician?
I gotta think about that.
I like that music brings so much joy to people. Like no matter who you are, like you listen to some kind of music, and the ability to like be able to play music and actually give people joy is just such a great thing to feel, and that's why I love being a musician.
I love being a musician more selfishly than that because
I also say that, by the way. I'm just
No
saying.
wrong answer. That's all good.
because I mean it's so fun and it gives me something to do, and I love doing it. I've done it my whole life, but also more recently, like if I'm going through something or I feel an emotion and I don't know what to do with myself, I know I always have my guitar and a song. Like went through a relationship thing recently, and fucking 50 songs, not really, came from that.
For sure.
And that's just so helpful to just have that just music with me always to kind of,
It's like a pressure valve, and
Help
when
me.
things are getting crazy, you start to play, and then it comes down. You don't end up exploding, which is good. Okay, give me the opposite. What do you find challenging? What do you not like about being a musician? And this is cool because you guys are early in your career. So I'm not talking to a bunch of like 60-year-old dudes who are jaded as hell and just like, oh, the whole thing sucks. Like things were way better back in the 80s.
I would say one little thing is that we're under 21, and being a musician and band, you can't get all the fun shows that you want to exactly as easy.
you gotta
That is
say
totally
no.
true.
Yeah, we could have been playing in Seattle this Saturday, if we were over 21.
Exactly.
Which we want to play in Seattle. So if someone watching this has a venue in Seattle,
Hit them up. Okay, so
something
challenging shows.
What was it? Repeat the question.
What's difficult? What do you find? What do you not like about being a musician? What do you find challenging?
Something that's challenging. Well, it started off with me not liking it, but now it's a year in, I do like it more, which is like social media promotion and all the social media stuff.
Yeah.
Which I started off and I was just like, I don't want that much of a digital footprint. It's a lot of me on the internet, and there's people I know it's just me doing some random shit. But as we've kind of done it, and then we've now been posting every day for like probably 4 or 5 months, like pretty consistently, that it works, and that like people really connect with us. And like when TikTok got banned, there's people literally posting like, no, my mutual status with Dystoria is going away. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, people like at first I didn't like the social media aspect, but then you're kind of just like, it's really great because you can just kind of create your own career from it. But also about it is that a lot of stupid shit can go viral, and people that aren't talented, aren't deserving of it, can just kind of jump to the top and blow up and go. And then, which is, I guess that just kind of happens throughout time, but
100%. And this, so it's got to be interesting to be a band early in your career now, because I'm old enough that social media was not a thing when I was playing in high school and coming up with that. And it's something that you have to do as musicians now. There's no way to get around it. You can't. Good luck not being on Spotify. Good luck not having your stuff out there and connecting with your fans, because otherwise there's a lot of gatekeeping that goes on in the industry, where unless you are being pushed by the corporations and the big ass labels, like good luck. So that's super cool that you actually had people who were freaked out about losing their connection with you.
Yeah.
Not good that they were losing the connection, but good that that you've made it.
And I love all the people that are like truly like interested, and then they comment all the time, and then I always respond to all the comments, because you just kind of build that connection between the music and the people listening, and then it's more real and authentic, and like that's. Yeah.
You're just like you guys are like poster guys for FairVU, just FYI, because you've just now hit every major pillar of what we are up to and what we're building. I got 2 more quick questions for you. So, we talked about what you like being a musician, and what you don't like or what's challenging. What would make your lives better? What would make things easier? What would make your lives more efficient as professional musicians who are at the beginning of your career and you're moving forward?
Someone on the team, the Dystoria team, that believes in us and has connections and can kind of help promote us and get us shows outside of Portland. Has connections to radio stations, has connections to LA, playing down there, and just kind of helping us get out there more.
You guys just recently played in LA, did you not, for the first time?
Yes.
How'd it go?
We did.
It was good. It was fun. We drove there in one day.
So fun.
It was a good learning experience to know like what connects with the crowd, like what the scene is like down there, like how much music is down there. And
LA is hard, man.
Yeah. But one thing I got from it is that a lot of it's kind of fake.
Oh yes.
A lot of really fake.
Oh yes.
So like coming back from it, one thing we took away was like we need to do everything we can. Like I would never have wanted to release a cover. I've always kind of been against covers. But then we came back from the show and we were like, let's fucking do this cover, because it brings more people to listen to us, and like we're going all in, so we'll kind of do
because you just released Space Song, right?
Yes.
Just a week ago, week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. It is fantastic, by the way. Go and check it out. I absolutely did my research before this. Not to mention the fact I like your band. Your music is fantastic.
Thank you.
Last bit, the sign-off question that I always ask my guests. FairVU, it talks oftentimes about what we call the soundtrack to your life. You don't have to say who's the best. You don't have to rank anyone. But modern man these days has a soundtrack that scores that scores life, and that we have memories that are very important, that we connect with songs and everything. So I'm just curious if you want to give a shout out, possibly to have these bands hear this, and we'll make the connections and bring everyone closer because we're all stronger together. Who are some of the artists or some of the tracks that belong to the soundtrack of your lives?
Go first.
My life. Oh, me first.
I can go.
He totally set you up. He's like, and do it.
Definitely The Bends by Radiohead and Fake Plastic Trees. That was the second vinyl record I ever got. The first one was Queen, and then I got The Bends. And I didn't necessarily like that album that much, but I really liked the song Fake Plastic Trees. And I would listen to that song a lot, and then that kind of built my taste to like the other songs on the album. And then now I've loved Radiohead for a long time. But that song's been with me like since that first or the second vinyl I ever got. And then like my first breakup, it's pouring rain outside, I've got the Benz CD in my car, I put that in, and I put on Fake Plastic Trees immediately, super dramatic. Last day of high school or my graduation party, like I'm performing something, because my mom's like, you should perform something. I had to go grab my guitar, I look in my room, and there's the Benz record on my wall, and I was like, yeah, I'm performing Fake Plastic Trees.
That's cool.
Because that's just been with me, and it's always been with me.
So, Radiohead, should you happen to see this,
If you're going on tour and need an opener.
well, you never know. And also, thank you for your music. You know, that's cool. Okay, so Radiohead for you. Tom,
Can also be right.
No, I know. I'd say a song to the soundtrack of my life would be Chop Suey with System of a Down.
Okay.
good one.
Yeah, so I used to watch a lot of this YouTuber Jacksepticeye, and then he did a drum cover of Chop Suey, and this is how I discovered System of a Down, which kind of just like opened my eyes to like the whole world of music. I started listening to like so much of this heavier hard rock shit that I'd never like. I'm like, dang, I really like this. I discovered Slipknot, Korn, all these, and that's kind of just what like got me into music.
Jacksepticeye got you.
Jacksepticeye got me into.
Hey, whatever works.
System of a Down and Avenged Sevenfold, which is another band I listen to like nonstop.
Nice. I will say that it was a cover, right, that got him into that, because Jacksepticeye was covering Chop Suey, and so covers are important so long as you can put your own stamp on it or do your thing, and it helps people to find. Because legit, connections being what they are, we would not be here doing this interview without him having found that. So kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right on, you guys. Tell us real quick, how do we get a hold of your music? How can we see you? What's going on? And we'll just sign off from there.
Dystoria Bands on Instagram, Dystoria on TikTok if you're on that. Dystoria on all streaming platforms. We have a show April 22nd at Alberta Street Pub if you live in Portland or near Portland, and as well May 15th at Mission Theater, which will be sick. That's a sick venue. It's a McMinimum's theater, so we're really happy about that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be at one of those.
Yeah, sick.
I'll be at one of those.
Yeah, we just got a new drummer.
Okay.
So yeah, he's not met him. So, but I just texted him. I was like, he's in the band. He's like, really? You sure? And I was like, yeah. I was like, 110%. He's like, I guess.
Okay. That's all good. And follow, give them a follow and a subscribe, and we'll see how the drummer does and how things move along. That's all good. My name is Sasha Rowe with FairVU. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
That's it.